All right, guys. All right. Welcome to Frank Teaches MLOps. Yeah, my lovely viewers, my lovely viewers, my lovely viewers. Yes. So today, guys, we will be looking at Pandas DataFrame Part 4. All right. Pandas DataFrame Part 4. So in today, we'll be looking at both GroupBy. All right, we will be looking at a whole lot, guys. We look at GroupBy, all right, and we will also look at some other interesting functions like merging. But before that, we look into concatenation, merging, and joining. So if you're very familiar with MySQL, you know that these guys are from MySQL. I think all of these guys, right? You're very familiar with MySQL. So I want to see how we can use these methods, all right, to manipulate data, right, in Pandas DataFrame. That being said, let's get started. So we'll start with what? GroupBy. So let me copy my course wherever. So let me do something here. All right, so run this as a markdown, and there we go. Great. So GroupBy. So I'm going to start with GroupBy. So what is GroupBy? All right. So let's look at the definition properly. So I want to say GroupBy. All right. So GroupBy is a method. It's a data frame method. It is a data what frame method. All right. That allows you to what? To group together rows, to group rows based off of columns. All right, based off of what? Columns. All right, and based on that columns, you're going to follow, and you're going to what? Find an aggregate function on them. Let's look for an example. Let's come to Google. I'll type GroupBy. GroupBy images. Now let me use these images to illustrate what you are going to achieve in today's class. All right, now let's look at this. Now look at this table: item, year, sale. The item, we have different items that are repeating with different values, different items that are repeating in different years and at different prices. We have tea, we have cocoa, coffee, sugar. We have tea again, we have coffee, sugar. We have tea, we have coffee, we have sugar. So when you have a data set, a mixed data set, all right, of a kind of a category, all right, you have a categorized rows, all right. So the best method to group together these rows is with the use of the GroupBy method. Okay, look at this now. We have T. So T is appearing how many times? 1, 2, 3. So if I need to compute the whole occurrence, I need to compute the entire occurrence of, all right, the T item, of the item T. I'm going to use GroupBy, right? So it will be base of this column, the item column. I'm going to have my value. So I will say my data frame dot group by which column? The item column. Dot, I'll now perform and aggregate some aggregate functions on them. Now look at what they did now. They grouped all of these what is this all of these based on coffee. All right. So if I'm to represent this, something similar like this, all right. So this is what I will do. Let me copy this image. Copy image. I just want to show you guys something, guys. All right. Let me just show something briefly. Look at now. If I had to write the what? The data, let me say data equal to, so it's going to be a dictionary. So I have item. Item is a list of strings. I'll say T. All right. T, comma, coffee, sugar. Right. So this is appearing again. So I'll copy this. Copy. That's 3 different times. Comma. What next is year. So year is 210. How many times is it appearing? 3, 3, 3. All right. 210. Now we have 211. Right? Comma 2, 211. Comma 211, comma 211. Then we have 212. Let me bring this down. Let me bring down sugar. Coffee. Sorry, let me bring down is year. Sorry, guys. Yeah, please. All right. So this I should be. Then 212, right? 212, 212, 212. Right? That's all. Then finally, the last one is what? Is sale. Sale. All right. So sale is number 1200, 1050, 500, 1500, another 1200, 1000. Let me bring this down. Okay, we have 1000, we have 1230, we have 1300, and we have 1420. So assuming this is our data, this is what I got from the internet, right? So let's come there. So let me open let me just open something new. So import pandas as what? PD. All right, great. Now this is our data set. So I hit enter and my data has this information. So I can now say pd.dataframe, data frame of data. I have this. So you can see we have represented this information, right, like this. So now we can perform group by. So I will say, let me say, my data frame is that. Then sorry. DF is this, right? Now let's what group this element. So what does group by says? So group by, I hope I'm still recording. Great. So group by says, all right, you are trying to what? To group together. I'm trying to what? By the definition, group by, right? Trying trying to what? Group together rows, these rows, right? These rows based off of a column. So I'm going to be grouping these rows based on what? The item column. All right. And once I do that and perform what? An aggregate function on what? On them. So this is the definition of what? GroupBy. So to go by this now, let's now check now. So df dot using the method GroupBy. GroupBy what? The column item. I hit enter. I have the object, the data type as an object being returned. Now I've grouped the rows based on item. So now I'm perform aggregate function. So as it is now, I can perform sum on the items. So you can see I have coffee. The whole year is giving me the summation of the whole year, and the total sale for coffee is 3,550. And let's assuming I want just the coffee I want to group based on coffee. So I'll say dot LOC. Remember, LOC is what? Is labeled index. All right, it has to do with what? Label index, right? So my label index here is coffee. Now if I hit enter, why am I having this error? Oh, it has no attribute LOC. In some places it works. I don't know why it's not giving me what I need to see here. Why is it giving me this error? It's not supposed to give me this error. Let me try something. This is coffee. I only have I'm supposed to have this. Okay. That's for coffee. Okay. So let's just move this. So you can see I can perform different aggregate functions. So the first function I'm performing is the sum. So it's taking the total sum of the coffee, item coffee, which is the sale for that year. For I don't know why it's adding the entire year, because it's numbers. So if I change the data type, let me change the data type of this year to string. So to string. So if I do something like this, okay, dot split. So splits will convert our list of a single string into a list of strings. All right. So I run that split function as okay, should be in here. All right. All right, there we go. All right. So now we've converted this year as a string. So year is now a string. So let's rerun this and see what happens. My data frame, what is it happening? All arrays must be of the same length. All array must be of the same length. This data now. We'll run this df of the same length. All right, because of time, guys, it's supposed to split this guy for me. It's supposed to split, but let's continue, guys. But I have an idea that you can use GroupBy, right, to actually what perform group items. After grouping the items, then you can now perform aggregation function on those items. So I can perform mean. I can take the mean value of coffee, sugar, and tea. So their mean sales value is all of these you're seeing here. All right. So I just needed to show us what GroupBy is all about. All right. The description, you can see how I was able to break down this. All right. What GroupBy is all about. So let's use the GroupBy with our own data. All right. With our own data. So I have data I've arranged here. Okay. So let's move this data. So copy. It's still the same thing, guys. All right. Same thing. It's just different data frame. So let me put off these guys. So put off these guys. Good. Now these are data, right? So D is I'm passing the data at once. An animal, right? So what am I doing? I am classifying. It's a table. This is a table of animal and the speed, right, performed by this animal. So this animal is Falcon, right? At this instance, all right. So you this table has to do with recording the speed of these animals at different times, right? At this particular time, the speed of this Falcon was 380, all right, kilometer, whatever. And at a different instance, the speed of Falcon was 370. The same thing was with what Parrot 24 and 26, all right? So I can use GroupBy to compute their total speed, their mean speed, their median speed, their standard deviation speed, all right? I can compute any aggregation function that is available to me. So I'll come here and say d dot what group by what? Group by animal. Animal is a column, right? Group by animal dot sum. I have this. The total speed run by what? The Falcon is what? 750. And that of Parrot is what? 50. I can perform mean. Their mean is this. Can I get median? I can get median, right? Can I get standard deviation? So this is a standard deviation. So you can see how we are able to what? Perform aggregate function on our items, right? Great. So similarly, I can describe the item. So in describing the item, I can see counts. So these are different aggregate functions. Counts, mean, standard deviation, minimum, maximum. Let's do that, all of that here. So let me copy this and come here. So I can pass count. You can see to count the occurrence of what? The item. To count the occurrence of the item. Right? To count the occurrence of the animal. So Falcon appears 2 times. Parrot also appeared 2 times. So that's it. So you can count them. You can take their what? Minimum. The minimum of that is this and this. And the maximum of that is that. All right. So now come back to describe. So I can also transform this column. So if I want information just for the Falcon, I can come here and say Falcon. Dot LOC, guys. LOC. Don't forget. LOC. All right. Then I can convert it to a data frame. You can see I just got information for just only what? The Falcon row. You can see. Similarly, I can transform it. So transpose. I can transpose it. So transpose function is used to convert row to column. Right? It's used to convert rows to column. As you can see now, this is arranged in what? In a row. So I need to convert it to a column. I'll come here and say dot transpose. It converts rows to columns. So these were rows. They're now or what? They're now columns. So my count is this. My mean is this. My standard deviation is this. My minimum is this. My 25 percentile is this. 50 percentile is that. 75 percentile is this. And the maximum is this. So you can see how we were able to perform GroupBy, how we saw how to perform GroupBy on a what? on a data set, all right, on a data set. So that's it, guys, right? That's it. So the next on our list is what? Concatenation. So concatenation is a process. It is a what? Process of what? Combining what? Different what? Different data frames. Right? Now you have multiple data frames. So you need to what? Combine these data frames. For instance, I have this. I have these data frames. Let me copy them, guys. Copy that. Copy. Then finally, copy. So let me execute this cell. So execute this cell, we have this. Now we have different data frames. So if I run df1, I have this value. df2, I have that value. df3, I have the value. All right. So now to combine this data frame as a single data frame. So what do? We can use what? The concatenation what? Method. So I'll come over here and say df is equal to pd dot what? Concat. So concat, there's a function, there's a method called what? Concat. Then I'm going to pass the entire data frames that I need to what? Concatenate. So df1, comma df2. Let's look at df1 and df2. So I hit enter. It takes one positional argument, but two were passed. Why now? pd.concat. Wait. No. First argument must be an iterable of pandas. pd df1. pd dot. That's a function. Why is it misbehaving? Okay. Sorry. It has to be in a it has to be as a list. All right, it has to be as a list. So if I say d is that, comma, all right, comma df1, df2, and let's do df1 and df2. So I hit that. Here we go. So d, let's look at the content of d. So you can see I'm now able to what? To concatenate two different what? Data frame. The first data frame is this, from where? From 0 to 1. And second is what? From 4 to 7. You can see 4 to 7. So you can see how we were able to what? Concatenate these data frames, all right, based off their rows, all right, based off their rows. So I can also add df3, comma, df3, and there we go. We have it. Okay. So if I want to concatenate them based on the columns, I'll come here and say, comma, axis is equal to 1. So if I do this, I'll have something like this. Now we are having not a number because at this column, there's no value, right? There's no corresponding value based on our data frame, right? That's why we're having this. So if I remove this, so this should be the appropriate way, and we have it what? We have it so. All right? We have it so. So this is what concatenate. You can see how we've been able to what? To concatenate, to combine the three data frames. So that was what? Concatenation. The next on our list is where's that guy? Merging. All right. So is it merging that comes first? Yeah. So merging is the same way. It's a same process, but a different style. All right. It's a process of also what? Combining data frames. Right. combining data frames. So let's go and copy the data frame from merging. So here is merging. So I'll copy this. Copy this. All right. And I'll bring it here. Okay. And I'll run that. So now let's merge now. All right. I want to merge. So this is one data frame and this is another data frame. Let's print out the content of this data frame. LF is that, and RT is that, right? So so what's common between LF and RT is the key column. All right, is what is the key what key column. So they have two different what columns. LF has A, B, RT has what C and D. So now let's see how we can merge these two what's it called, these two data frames together. So I can say PD dot what merge. Now merge accepts different parameters. It accepts the left data frame, it accepts the right data frame, and it accepts how are you merging them. Is it inner? Is it outer? All right. There are two methods, inner or outer. All right. Then on which index? All right. On which index? Index is key. All right. There isn't a key column. All right. So let's go there, guys. So my left index will be LF, comma. Sorry, my left data frame. My right data frame will be RT, comma. How am I merging them? I say how is equal to what? Inner. Then on by default, it is on that key, on that column. So what that means is if I don't specify anything, you see that it has successfully merged both data frames. All right. So we have the ROT data frame, which is this. I also have what the left, sorry, the right data frame and the left data frame. Right. So this is it, guys. This is how you what merge, you perform merging of what data frames. All right, different data frames. Right. Now the last on our list is what joining. Joining, right? So joining is the same process, the same method, right? Though we might not use most of these functions in when we get deeper into what data science, right? When we actually get into data pre-processing as well as EDA, exploratory data analysis, right? The only function that will come very handy is GroupBy, right? To be GroupBy, and yeah, maybe, all right, concatenate, merging, joining, they might also come very, very handy, right? But it's very good we understand how they function, all right? We understand how they function. So the last but not the least is what joining. The same way, so joining is combining as well. So all of these, as we've mentioned, joining, merging, concatenating, all right, and concatenating, they're all what for combination, combining what different data frames. So let's look at joining. So for joining, we have data frame for joining. So data frame joining, let me copy this guy. So, and I'll run that cell. Great. So very straightforward, right? So what I'll do now is I'll say left dot join. Left, sorry. Let's look at the left data frame. We have it. And let's look at the right data frame. Right data frame. We have it. Now I want to join left to right. I want to join them, right? So I'll come here and say what? Left dot join. Join who? Join right. That's all. That's all. Did you see the way we combine the two data frame? This is left, AB. They have same index. And this is right, CD. All right. Now the difference between joining and merging, look at merge. Merge, they have a common key, right? A common column, right? They have a common column. Even in joining, they have a common index, right? So in joining, we are using what the concept of indexing. All right. So you can see, but merging added the key column, right? The key as a column. All right. But what's it called? Join, since this is an index, it took that as a typical what index, and the main data frame becomes this. So I can assign this a variable. I can say b is equals to what? It's equal to that. Then what's our b? So out of this left right join will form what? A new what? A new data frame. So this is it, guys. So this is it, all right? So this is it, all right? So guys, you've seen how we've been able, right, to perform. First, it was what? GroupBy. And what do we say a GroupBy is? A GroupBy is, all right, a data frame method that allows you to group together rows based off of columns and add aggregate functions and perform aggregate functions on them, and which we did, right? We also saw how we were able to what? To set up this data that we saw on Google, right? So that was it. We arranged it, and yeah. So guys, so and the next one was what? Concatenation, combining what? Columns, merging, combining columns, and finally joining, combining columns. So guys, I hope this session has been very, very informative, right? And I hope to see you guys in our next episode. Peace out, guys. Please, 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 if you've not subscribed to our channel, please do so. Do so, quick one. And also share our YouTube channel. Share it, guys. The same way I'm sharing my knowledge free of charge. Please, guys, share these things free of charge so that others will see and benefit from what you are benefiting from. Guys, don't watch this video without subscribing. It's not nice. It's not nice. All right. I want to see more subscription. Support me. That's the only way you can support me. Thank you, and see you in our next and final episode. Peace out.